I'm not anticipating any problems with the music. We got really good musicians, and yeah, I know the songs. Famous last words, right? But no, I feel good about the music. The music is not the issue. So basically, we've been doing, some cover songs, Black American Songbook, classic Black American Songbook from the late 60s, 70s, done in more of an improvisational, context. Black audiences, if you win over black audiences, they are your champions for life. But if the stuff isn't going well, they'll let you know. Not always verbally, sometimes verbally. They also let you know if they're digging it, sometimes in the moment, verbally, which is great. Sometimes white audiences are excited, the liberal ones, to hear something different than they normally hear. So that can be good as well. Sometimes you won't often know if you're getting over with them until the end of the show when they come up and tell you, because it's not always, verbal. They're not always, immediately affirming. What kind of interviews do you like?
I tend to like more in-depth interviews. And they ask me stuff that can't be found on the Wikipedia.
It's not just now.
Hello, this is Dara Tucker. I'm calling for Ed Smith.
And you have him. How are you today, Dara?
Great. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm blessed today. I woke up this morning not after that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm playing Someday We'll All Be Free.
Okay, great.
And it'll take us right up to my station identification at noon time. We'll talk about the release, some of your thought processes. I mean, some of the music just resonates for me, being over 70. And I'll mention tonight you're still performing at the New York Museum of Art and Sunday show. Those are still on, right?
Yes, they both are.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll ask you some questions about how you got started as a vocalist, writer, band leader. You do it all. But we'll save that conversation for the air. So just stand by, because I've got about 2 minutes, and then we'll go right into the interview.
I hope we can play Blues Alley one day, soon.
It's planned someday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sick of this song.
Come on.
I had to do the music. I edited the music video for it, so I just heard it ad nauseum, and there were so many problems in the editing process till it has just seared a hole in my eardrum at this point. It's still a beautiful song, but hearing myself sing it, it's like, it's still a beautiful song.
How was the test?
Chaotic as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Soundchecks are not my favorite. If I could, I would pay somebody to do them for me. Yeah, I don't like Soundchecks, but we got through it. Yeah. We gotta go to Subway. I'm hungry. I'm starving.
We've been looking forward to this here for a couple of weeks, but just with the weather conditions, it's been kind of iffy. The gig's outside. There could be a rain postponement. It's just kind of had me a little bit agitated because logistically, there's some things at play, trying to make sure that we got the availability of the guys, which we do. We just found out that we're gonna actually do the gig today. So that's a relief. They're gonna move it inside. That's all fantastic. I'm not classically trained. You know, I taught myself how to, play music and read music mostly. Dara is the same. So, yeah, we're ready to do the gig, but, organizationally, it's just a hurdle getting everything in order and making it flow. Our job is to hit hard and to be honest within ourselves, and that honesty is what I'm trusting will connect.
My time is also been the sun. The darkness I can't overcome. The light from heaven keeps me shining, shining. It's my time to feel the wind against my face. This moment cannot be erased.
The newer crowd welcomed us. Again, hard to always get feedback because an outside event was moved inside. So with a theater situation where the lights are low, people a little older, it's after dinner time, you really have to work to, get them and keep them. We paced a really welcoming set, and I feel like that we received some grace from the audience.
Kind of that audience connection thing is that's for me nowadays is what it's really all about. That's really what it's all about for me. It's like if I don't have that feeling of like spiritual connectedness and groundedness in what I'm doing and the ability to reach that audience, then I literally feel like I'm just spewing air, just air balls. It's just not worth anything. What I'm doing, I feel like it is a form of ministry. I've grown up with, in a ministry environment, so I don't really know how to do much else. There's always going to be people who sing better than I do. There's always going to be people whose skill is like just far surpasses mine. So what am I up there doing? Is it some kind of freaking contest to see who's like the best at what they do? If it is, then I've lost it already. So I have to bring myself. That is what I'm communicating. It's an album that seems to appeal to an older crowd, which is cool. I mean, we've always done music that's appealed to a kind of an older crowd, and I'm sort of yearning at this point to do some more music that has an appeal to a younger audience, because I tend to listen to music that skews younger. So I'm kind of itching to do more of the music that I'm connecting with these days. Applied for a pretty significant grant a few months ago. It was a pretty ambitious thing to even think that we could be in the running for something like that. It was really, really significant. The grant was a project to do a film on us as performers, along with a live recording that combined jazz and gospel. And we found out today that we did not get the grant. As many great blessings as have come through, we've actually had some really cool support from some arts organizations over the last year or so with COVID. So we really have nothing to complain about. But I'm definitely disappointed that didn't come together. Because that was, just one of those big, ambitious things that you don't really get to do unless the clouds part and the skies open up.
We played 4 gigs, just got back from the last one. Newark, Central Jersey Jazz Festival in Somerville, New Jersey. We got to play Minton's Playhouse, which was amazing. And then Los Angeles, California at Feinstein's at Vitello's. I feel energized. I feel renewed. I want more.
But when it's there, who knows a person's mind will turn as cold as ice. Why do you keep on making us need the song? Telling us how you treat it right from wrong. But if you really wanna hear our views, you haven't done nothing.
To get more gigs, we're gonna have to be aggressive. We're no stranger to, getting out there and advocating for ourselves. More emails, more phone calls. We're gonna actually have to, get out into the community, which we've started to do already. Just this week we were back at Minton's, meeting folks. Dara sang at the session. And killed, I might add. And I don't say that just because I was on stage. I say that because, people were coming up to her, after it was over. Who are you? What is your name? Oh man, I cried when you sang. I was touched when you sang. And I don't say this to be braggadocious or somehow out of touch with what is real, but just to confirm the special nature that she has in her heart and her spirit as a singer and as a songwriter. People need to hear what she has, and the only way to do that is more performance opportunities. We met Houston Person recently, and one of the questions I asked him, who handled all of your engagements, your booking, getting work? He's like, back in the day for a long time, I did it all. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I did it all. Since I carried myself in a way, and I got around to a lot of different cities when I was working in other bands, that people would call for me and I would reach out to them. Before email, I had a mailing list. If it was your birthday or whatever, you'd get a birthday card. You'd get a special, note from me. I built my audience, myself a lot of the times, and the records helped a lot. But I was just marveling at him, bearing witness to still having the independent mind state. And look at him, he's a legend. 86 and still killing. You have to have that level of get down and grit and independence and self-motivation and determination if you really want to stick it out. And that's where we are until we build the team completely. We are our best advocate. And I believe that Dara will be elevated. And it's up to us to put the work out there to confirm what we're believing.
I was raised in a ministry environment, so my attitude, I guess, tends to be a little cooler, like, whatever the Lord wants. But, in this kind of environment, you have to be more declarative. You have to know what you're going for and not be afraid to put yourself out there. So I find myself working on that still.
So glad to have the health and strength to be able to execute and to push for what it is that we want. Here's Houston. Sorry, I don't have the shoebox for you, my friend, with the fried chicken, but I'm working on it.
Oh, you can get the fried chicken. The shoebox is a hard thing to find.
Dig.
Well, two things. One, I think the first thing first.
Yes, sir.
That album by Dara is really good.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
You
Person.
produced that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, that's great, man. That's a great job you did.
Oh, man, that means the world coming from you, my brother. Thank
Well,
you.
man, what are y'all gonna do with that album?
We're still uphill battle. You know it. I was just talking about you to Dara just literally like 2 minutes ago. It's like when I asked him, he booked his own gigs, man. He was his own control. I was just like, man, that was so inspiring to hear yesterday. But man, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, man, it's a great album. That shows that you got a lot of them, and I know where you're coming from.
Yes, sir.
But now the other thing, too.
Catch rack.
Getting gigs, getting performances is difficult at the level that I believe that Dara's talent commands without an agency. But that is not stopping either of us from making sure that our calendar grows and is full. I'm believing for that, a full calendar, to be with an agency who cared, who genuinely appreciated what she had, who got it, and who was able to get her working more. But I'm not waiting for that. Neither one of us are. We're not waiting.